By the end of this video, you're going to be able to edit your videos in a more professional way. I'm going to give you the exact structure I use when I edit and create my videos, so you can use that as some kind of template if you're stuck for ideas or you need some additional inspiration to make your videos just a little bit more professional. So welcome to Profit Copilot. My name is MICK, MEANEY, and this channel is all about helping you to get more independence and freedom through online entrepreneurship. So you're in great company today, because when it comes to editing videos, I have a lot of experience, and it's taken me a long time to really get over myself and step in front of the camera. So I've been editing video for almost 10 years now, and the very first YouTube channel that I had actually ended up as a TV show on British television. So I've got a whole heap of experience when it comes to video production, and I'm going to share some of that with you now, because I've had a couple of really nice messages from Profit Copilot viewers who have commented on the production and the editing of my videos, and they'd like to replicate some of what I do for themselves. So I thought I'd shoot this quick video to run you through the process that I use, the structure I use when it comes to creating my videos, and the editing techniques, so you can copy it if you want to. So before we begin, let me say, if you are using any form of video on the internet, congratulations, well done. You've already taken a huge leap forward. You're already doing something that 90% of people who come into content creation and digital marketing will never do. Please acknowledge that you have taken a huge leap forward for yourself and for your business. So try not to compare your video to other people's video, because the pure fact that you're using video in itself sets you apart from so many other people, and that is such a huge accomplishment already. So I'm going to show you the software that I use. Now listen, you can do this on pretty much any software, because as far as I know, all the software out there does the same stuff. So the software that I've used in the past has been Adobe Premiere, which is very powerful, but I think there's a fairly steep learning curve. An alternative to that is Sony Vegas, which I absolutely loved using. I found it was really intuitive and quick to use, but the render time was a nightmare. And then we've also got Camtasia, and all these are great for the PC. Camtasia is so simple to use, and if you can get it, I recommend that you do. But if you're on a Mac, then you have got even more choices. You've got Final Cut Pro, which is the high-end, big software for video editing. You don't actually need to go all out and get that. You can use iMovie, or you can use the software that I use for my videos, which is ScreenFlow, and that's the one that I'm going to run you through in this video. But as far as I know, you can even do this stuff with Movie Maker, which comes free with Windows. Now, I haven't used it for a very long time, but I am sure that all video editing software works in the same way. So I'm going to run you through ScreenFlow, which I use, and then you can apply the same techniques to whichever software you are most comfortable with. So here we are in ScreenFlow. And again, it really doesn't matter what software you're using, because they can all do this kind of thing. And I'm going to show you how I edited the scene, the introduction scene that you have just watched. We've got 3 layers here. This is called the timeline, and all video editing software uses a timeline. So if we scrub along here, we can see why it's called a timeline. And here we have different layers. So the bottom layer here is actually the audio track, and that's recorded from my Blue Yeti microphone, the one that I'm using at this moment. And then we have a second track here. Now let me just turn off the top one for you. So there you can see we have 2 different camera angles. So this one is a FaceTime HD camera. It's built in to the Apple Mac that I'm using. And then the top layer, there we go. That's the DSLR camera. So I use 2 different camera angles and then bring them together in the edit. And that's to make sure that people are more engaged with the video, so they watch it for longer. Because what happens is when the eye sees a cut, it re-triggers the mind's interest in the video. So that's why I try to have lots of different cuts and switch camera angles fairly often, is to keep people more engaged with the video. So we have this bit here where I'm really just preparing to speak, so we don't need that. I like to have my videos start very abruptly so it grabs the immediate attention. So to cut this stuff out, on most software you would press the letter S, but in ScreenFlow for some reason it's the letter T. So we highlight that, then hit delete, and then we highlight those and drag them back to 0. That's a great still of my face there, but there you go. So we've just removed a piece of the video that we don't need by highlighting all 3 layers, all 3 clips, and then hitting S if you're in anything other than ScreenFlow. As far as I know, if you're in ScreenFlow, then T is the shortcut to put a cut in there and then hit delete. I like to have a cut in the first few seconds, so it tells people that this isn't just a normal talking head video. We've got different camera angles going on, so it's a little bit more interesting than the typical YouTube video. So this might be a nice point because it's the start of a new sentence. So hit that again, split it. So that is one sentence. So it seems like a nice place for a change of scenery or change of angle. So I'm going to delete that and bring it here. Let's see what we've got. So that's how I do the quick camera angle change. So it's very simple, very straightforward, and you can do it too. All you need is 2 cameras. One of those can be your phone, the other one could be a webcam. It's very simple, very straightforward stuff. So let's talk about the structure. So the very first thing, I make a promise. I give them the end result up front. Now listen, I do mess around with this format a little bit. I do switch things around with my videos. If you've been watching Profit Copilot for a while, you know that I test absolutely everything. So things might change in the future, but today at the moment I'm using the first few seconds to make a bold promise, give them the end result of what they will be able to achieve if they watch the entire video. Now what about these little banners that drop down? Well, all video editing software will have some way for you to add text. In ScreenFlow it's just under the T. Hit text there, and now we need to come up with some kind of title, a subtitle for the video. That'll do, and we'll drag that in there. And a really nice thing about ScreenFlow is we can build in animations. So we can mess around with that, or we can add transitions to the start. And most video editing software has some kind of pre-built transition that you can use and you can just put into your videos. But what about the little logo that I have up here? Well, that is really just a case of dragging in an image onto the timeline. And you can do that in any software. Then I resize it to the point I need it to be, and then I drag it out right across the entire length of the video, and that's it. That's how I edit and make my videos. It's a very simple, very easy process that anybody can use using any form of editing software. Once you know the process, you know the techniques involved, the software doesn't really matter too much. So there you go. easy stuff, right? There's nothing to it. It just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of thought. Now you know how to give your videos just a little bit more professionalism, a slight edge on the competition. Maybe you found this video to be useful, and if you have, then hit the thumbs up button below, hit the like button, and then subscribe to the channel. Hit the little notification bell so you get another video just like this one tomorrow, and that will help you to get a bit more independence and freedom through your website and through your email list. So thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you again tomorrow.